In the deceptively tranquil villages of Midsomer, where roses bloom and secrets fester, murder is always just a garden gate away. In 1997, John Nettles brought the sharp-witted DCI Tom Barnaby to life in Midsomer Murders. At 53, his calm demeanor and steely gaze unraveled over 250 bizarre murders, from death by poisonous frogs to spontaneous combustion. Interesting fact, Nettles was a reluctant heartthrob during his Bergerac days, once receiving a flood of fan letters titled "All the Girls Want to Grasp Nettles." In 2025, John Nettles, now 81, enjoys a quiet life in Devon with his wife, Catherine Seeley. A proud grandfather, he remains active in his community, advocating for environmental causes. In 1997, Jane Wymark, aged 44, played Joyce Barnaby in Midsomer Murders. As DCI Tom Barnaby's warm wife, her village hobbies, painting, fates, often tangled with murder cases. Wymark's charm made Joyce a fan favorite for 81 episodes. Interesting fact, her father, actor Patrick Wymark, introduced her to Clint Eastwood on the Where Eagles Dare set. In 2025, Jane Wymark, 72, lives in London with husband Paul Howson. Retired from acting, she facilitates at the London Literary Salon, runs drama workshops, and tutors at Guildhall School, fueling her love for literature and teaching. In 1997, Barry Jackson, aged 59 at the start, played Dr. George Bullard, Midsomer Murders' cheerful pathologist. In 76 episodes, his sky blue, baby grow suit and dry wit brought levity to grim crime scenes, decoding over 220 bizarre deaths alongside DCI Tom Barnaby. Interesting fact, named after Birmingham Reps founder, Jackson worked there as a teen stagehand, unaware he'd become a TV icon. Barry Jackson passed away from cancer in December 2013, aged 75, in London, surrounded by family. Survived by his third wife, Denise, and 6 children, his legacy endures through Midsomer reruns and roles in Doctor Who and Barry Lyndon. Since 2011, Neil Dudgeon, aged 50 when he joined Midsomer Murders, has starred as DCI John Barnaby. His sharp intellect and dry humor tackle Midsomer's wildest murders, from exploding kitchens to ghostly stabbings, across over 60 episodes. Interesting fact, he played a murderous cabbie in Messiah, the harrowing, a stark contrast to his heroic Barnaby. In 2025, Neil Dudgeon, 64, continues leading Midsomer Murders, with season 24 airing. Living in London with wife Mary Pete and their 2 children, he also narrates murder 24/7 and supports charity runs, balancing family life with his enduring TV legacy. Since 2011, Fiona Dolman, aged 41 when she joined Midsomer Murders, has played Sarah Barnaby, DCI John Barnaby's supportive wife. Her role as a head teacher with a knack for community event, like art shows or book club, adds warmth to the show's murderous chaos. Interesting fact, she starred in The Royal as a 1960s nurse, mastering vintage medical jargon. In 2025, Fiona Dolman, 55, remains a Midsomer staple, filming season 24. Based in London with husband Martin Curry and their daughter, she supports breast cancer charities, inspired by her mother's survival, and recently guest-starred in Doctors, embracing her passion for diverse roles. From 2005 to 2013, Jason Hughes, aged 34 when he joined Midsomer Murders, played D.S. Ben Jones, the loyal sidekick to DCI Tom Barnaby. His cheeky wit and dogged detective work cracked cases across 52 episodes, from poisoned curries to haunted manors. Interesting fact, he trained at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, once performing nude in a play to conquer stage fright. In 2025, Jason Hughes, 54, thrives in London with wife Natasha Dahlberg and their 3 children. After Midsomer, he starred in Three Girls and Marcella, and in 2024, joined the Pact. He also coaches youth theater, nurturing new talent. From 1997 to 2011, Laura Howard, aged 20 at the start, played Cully Barnaby, the spirited daughter of DCI Tom Barnaby in Midsomer Murders. Her dreams of acting and romance often wove into murder cases across 43 episodes, bringing youthful energy. Howard's warmth made Cully beloved. Interesting fact, she starred in EastEnders as a teen, playing a punk with a mohawk. In 2025, Laura Howard, 48, lives in London with her partner and daughter. Post-Midsomer, she played Margaret Thatcher in Young Margaret and joined Doctors in 2023. A trained dancer, she teaches ballet to kids and supports mental health charities, inspired by her advocacy work. Since 2016, Nick Hendrix, aged 31 when he joined Midsomer Murders, has played DS Jamie Winter, DCI John Barnaby's quick-witted sidekick. His athletic chases and sharp banter light up over 34 episodes, tackling murders at cricket festivals and guinea pig shows. Interesting fact, before acting, he worked as a butler in the Buff, serving at parties in just a bow tie and cuffs. In 2025, Nick Hendrix, 40, stars in Midsomer Murders Season 25, filming in the UK. Living in London with actress-wife Jessica Ellerby, he balances roles in The Crown and Marcella with theater, recently narrating an audiobook, Our Kind of Cruelty. From 1997 to 2003, Daniel Casey, aged 25 when he started, played DS Gavin Troy in Midsomer Murders. As DCI Tom Barnaby's first sidekick, his brash charm and occasional clumsines, like crashing the police. Interesting fact, he's a descendant of journalist and suffragette Margaret Casey, whose activism inspired his interest in social justice. In 2025, Daniel Casey, 53, lives in Sussex with wife Ellie and their 2 sons. Post-Midsomer, he starred in Marchlands and Doctors. In 2024, he joined the Bill Revival as a guest star and runs acting workshops, passionate about mentoring young talent. Since 2019, Annette Badland, aged 68 when she joined Midsomer Murders, has played Dr. Fleur Perkins, the witty chief pathologist. Her sharp mind and cheeky humor shine in over 25 episodes, decoding bizarre deaths while riding a Harley or driving a black Jaguar convertible. Interesting fact, she received death threats for her EastEnders role as Babe Smith, with fans mistaking her for the character. In 2025, Annette Badland, 74, living in East London with actor husband David Hatton, she stars in portraits of dangerous women and supports ovarian cancer charities, driven by her commitment to empowering older women on screen. From 2011 to 2015, Tamzin Malleson, aged 37 at the start, played Dr. Kate Wilding in Midsomer Murders. Malleson's confident charm made Kate a standout. Interesting fact, she and partner Keith Allen opened an American-style diner in Stroud in 2017, built from a film set. In 2025, Tamzin Malleson, 51, lives in Gloucestershire with Keith Allen and their daughter, Teddy, 19. Post-Midsomer, she starred in Unforgotten and Marcella, and joined Allen in the 2021 film La Cha Cha. She now focuses on theater and runs drama workshops on their farm. From 2013 to 2016, Gwilym Lee, aged 29 at the start, played DS Charlie Nelson in Midsomer Murders. Lee's Welsh flair shone. Interesting fact, he played Brian May in Bohemian Rhapsody, earning a Screen Actors Guild nomination. In 2025, Gwilym Lee, 41, lives in London, starring as Bill Sterling in SS, Rogue Heroes Season 2. Post-Midsomer, he led in The Great and Jamestown. A Cardiff University and Guildhall alum, he's single, enjoys surfing, and filmed Top-End Bub, set for release soon. From 2016 to 2018, Manjinder Virk, aged 40 at the start, played Dr. Cam Carey-Moore in Midsomer Murders. As the sharp, confident pathologist, her competitive edge and romantic tension with DS Jamie Winter spiced up 10 episodes of quirky cases like body snatching and UFO sightings. Interesting fact, she won the Best of Fest award at Aesthetica for directing her short film Out of Darkness. In 2025, Manjinder Virk, 49, lives in London with husband Neil Biswas and their 2 children. After Midsomer, she starred in Trigger Point and Shetland and directed Emmerdale episodes. She played Mandip in Verdi and continues writing, directing, and advocating for diversity in media. In 1998, Toby Jones, aged 31, played Dan Peterson in Midsomer Murders' pilot episode, The Killings at Badger's Drift. As a creepy undertaker's assistant, his unsettling performance set the tone for the show's quirky menace, appearing in just one pivotal episode. Interesting fact, son of actor Freddie Jones, he voiced Dobby in the Harry Potter films, using a tennis ball on a stick to guide actors. In 2025, Toby Jones, 58, thrives in London with wife Karen and their 2 daughters. A celebrated actor, he stars as Alan Bates in Mr. Bates vs. the Post Office, plays Fagin in Dodger, and joins The Long Shadow. He's set to narrate a BBC documentary and supports theater charities. In 2007, Samantha Bond, aged 45, played Kate Cameron in Midsomer Murders' episode Death in a Chocolate Box. As a manipulative reformatory head with a scandalous past, her chilling performance drove a tale of betrayal and murder, stealing the spotlight in her single episode. Interesting fact, known as Miss Moneypenny in 4 James Bond films, she once performed a midsummer scene in a chocolate-smothered dress. In 2025, Samantha Bond, 63, lives in London with husband Alexander Hansen and their 2 grown children. A stage veteran, she supports women's theater initiatives. In 2003, Clare Holman, aged 39, played Fiona Hammond in Midsomer Murders' episode A Talent for Life. As a feisty car enthusiast tangled in a deadly love triangle, her vibrant performance fueled a murder mystery among vintage car rallies, stealing the scene in her single episode. Interesting fact, she trained as a rally driver for the role, mastering high-speed turns on a closed course. In 2025, Clare Holman, 61, lives in Oxford with partner Hugh Fraser and their daughter. Best known as Dr. Laura Hobson in Lewis, she joined Silent Witness in 2024 and directs theater in London. A RADA graduate, she teaches acting workshops and supports literacy programs for youth. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.